Hello, everyone. It's been a while since I posted a video, and I just wanted to wish all of you a happy holiday season. May abundance, flow, and spiritual enlightenment reach all of you. May you find peace, may you find success, and may you also find your connection to your God. I wanted to talk today a little bit about what is the ascension process really like. Ascension is really achieved by continual acts of defiance, courage, rebellion, and sedition. Now, this sounds really strange to say, but it is actually the truth. What's holding us grounded in this reality, in this 3D reality, is a customized perception, belief, if you want, false belief, that's causing us to not perceive ourselves in a full God-like and empowered state. We're clipping our own wings. So in order for us to transcend that belief, we have to begin to unroot within us the falsity, the lies, the deceit that we're telling ourselves that we are. We are making ourselves much smaller for the spiritual essence that we really are. And for that to happen, if you can imagine for a moment that there is a tree, it has a trunk, and the trunk has branches like a tree, and it also has a root system. There's one core belief that's holding you, and it's customized to you and to you alone, but it all rotates around survival, as we all living in a planet and collectively sharing that survival instinct that's causing all of us to share this hologram. Now, in order for ascension to happen, every part of that system must be unrooted. And every part of it, every branch, every root system has some sort of crises, because you're reverse engineering something. So you're gonna enter into a state where you're gonna have to stretch beyond what you were telling yourself you were. And as this happens, you're gonna have an existential crisis for each one of these branches. This is why I'm saying it's an act of courage. It's like the salmon going upstream. You gotta go against the grain, and you have to begin to stretch every part of that system. Now, I'm going to give you a simple example. The concept of God that you have, your God concept, has to be also questioned. Most of us who grow up Christian, like me, there's a belief system, and this experience personally happened to me when I was 23 years old. When I began to read some information, there's a book that I read called Traité de la réintégration des êtres, Treatise on Reintegration of Beings, by this man named mystics, Martinez de Pasquale. That blew my head as to my concept of what God was, which was equated to Jesus, the man, a personality, a human being that lived on earth at some point, a historical figure. Where what he was proposing in this book, and what he was explaining, that there was a spiritual, Christed and cosmic principle called the Christ. And that blew up my head. Now, it didn't show up for me initially. Intellectually, I understood it. I was in agreement with it. But I began to have nightmares. And this went on for 6 months before I finally realized that the nightmare being caused by the fact that there was an internal part of me that grew up Christian that thought this was heresy. And I had to come to terms with this and accept this. So crises akin to what I experienced is going to happen to you as you begin to dismantle all of these branches and root systems that are rotating around your customized version of survival. And the moment you begin to unroot these systems and pull them out, a bigger and more expensive version of who you really are begins to fill the void. And at that moment, you begin to achieve transcendence and enlightenment. The Buddhist brothers and sisters call this non-attachment. And to achieve that state of consciousness, you have to be willing to expand and explore beyond the limitation of what you know. Ascendance is about higher consciousness. But for the higher consciousness to come in, it's not a white dove descending down. Rather, it's you from the ground, from where you are, breaking glass ceilings so that you can reach higher. It's not going to be some sort of Holy Spirit event where you do not, you just sit very quietly and there's a descent. Rather, it's an ascent. So the ascent means you got to climb up and you have to break the boundaries of the known. So I hope this kind of clarify the process and that you are, and give you a deeper understanding as to what it is that you're supposed to be doing in terms of achieving higher consciousness. Keeping this in mind, I want to wish you a happy holidays. Keep up with the work. And by the way, in all spiritual writing, they were always talking about the work. You have to do the work. This is the work. The work is not about you reading books and having a frontal lobe, cerebral cortex kind of understanding of higher ideas. Because if your subconscious mind and the deeper program that are inside of you are rebelling or not accepting it, it's not rooting. It has to come from that place where you begin to transform these things. It's transforming lead into gold, to use another analogies by the brothers, the early brothers, the alchemists. So it's transforming your own lead, your denser and untrue version of who you are, into the brilliant celestial being that you are. Wishing on you all the best for this holiday season, and I'll talk to you next week. Thank you for listening. By the way, like this video and share it if it's congruent with your inner being. Thank you.